my name's Mike, and welcome to Alignment Unknown. Today we'll be talking about something that took me by surprise. A friend of a friend tweeted this, which talks about an idea for a true crime podcast recounting all of the illegal things the PCs in any given campaign got up to. My friend knows that I'm big into role-playing games and true crime podcasts, so they tagged me in, which got me to thinking. What if the group in my upcoming Mutant Crawl Classics campaign had a chronicler of sorts? As another friend of mine pointed out in our Discord server after I'd brought it up, kind of like Jaskier in The Witcher. Mutant Crawl Classics can be very deadly, but it got me to thinking about all the things that could be done with this idea. For example, the chronicler could act as a gold sink. The more they're paid and the better they're treated by the party, the more accurate their tales would be, and the faster the party's renown would grow. If they're treated and paid poorly, the chronicler could leave the party, or their tales may become wildly inaccurate, painting the party as more of a hindrance or less deserving of admiration. However, if they are paid well and treated fairly by the party, they might embellish the deeds of the party, be more apt to tell anyone who will listen, and perhaps even help them with knowledge checks or provide bonus modifiers to the players when making certain checks, such as intimidation or whether or not an NPC has heard of these great adventurers. The chronicler could also write about each session, and in my group anyway, post it on our Discord server, but it could be a blog or just a shared document. This would both serve the players and myself as a bit of a reminder about the last session, but also create a lot of potentially funny moments as the players wait to see how their adventures were chronicled. Maybe the chronicler is someone who exaggerates their own part in the party's activities, or maybe they don't like one of the player characters and you could roleplay that out. You can do a lot with the varied personalities available to a chronicler, but they could also serve as an inspiration for quests. Maybe they are kidnapped or held for ransom. Maybe they have a troubled backstory that leads the group into danger or intrigue. Of course, the party could also have a vested interest in keeping the chronicler alive. You can make up homebrewed rules regarding what might happen if a party chronicler is slain. For example, it might be difficult and expensive to hire another competent chronicler if the last one was killed. Maybe the chronicler is part of a sacred order of chroniclers, and now the party has to explain why theirs died in the line of duty, and recompense the order before they'll be given another one. Of course, they lose most of the benefits, modifiers, etc. that they'd gained while having a chronicler, until such time as they got a new one, and maybe they choose not to get another at all and keep all the wealth to themselves. And it might also add to the role-playing, especially if the party likes their chronicler. In Dungeon Crawl Classics and Mutant Crawl Classics, you can run what they call a funnel adventure, which is basically just a meat grinder. Each player takes charge of 3 to 4 0-level characters, and whichever one survives the adventure is now able to go to first level and become a great hero. Maybe the chronicler was one of those surviving 0-level characters, but they realize they're not cut out to be a great hero, but instead join the Order of Chroniclers. Everyone has to make a living, eh? But this would give the party and the chronicler a shared history, one that binds them together since they all survived some sort of great evil together not so long ago. I think there's a lot of possibilities with this idea, and I'm really excited to try it out in my next campaign. At one point years ago, I was playing a rogue and I had them keep a diary. So it was a bit similar to this idea, except my character would downplay the other PC's contributions and wildly exaggerate their own part. I enjoyed writing it, but the other players would wait for my diary to become available after each session. It was a lot of fun, and I think this would be something like that, but even more beneficial for the players. I think it will also add an added dynamic to the game, help the players survive in a brutal world, but not take away their glory, since the chronicler, at least in my mind, isn't a combat-oriented character. Their role isn't to take the spotlight away from the players, but to add to their renown, provide some useful modifiers, enhance the role-playing, and give the players something fun to spend their loot on. Anyway, have you tried something like this? What do you think of this idea? Let me know in the comment section below. Of course, do all the YouTube stuff, such as like, subscribe, and all that, and I'll catch you all in my next video. Thanks for watching.